Up next on God's Property Podcast.
Every time I think about I'm not going to clean my house and I'm going to procrastinate, I always think of the worst case scenario. You go out, go to a concert with your friends, y'all have a good time. You know, I'm the mom usually of the group, the person that likes to host. They'll be like, oh, let's go back to Tanya's house. If I procrastinated, not cleaning the bathroom, and I gotta be, can y'all just wait outside for a little bit? The living room clean, but the bathroom dirty. They come to the house, oh girl, I gotta use the bathroom. And you gotta lie and be like, oh no girl, let me go to the bathroom first. You in there with the Lysol, the bleach, the Pine Sol, trying to get in there right. Now say they go in there and the bathroom is dirty. Now they talking about you. You don't know how to keep a house. Procrastination is honestly self-sabotage. Yeah, that's what procrastination will do.
Welcome to God's Property Podcast, where our property value, baby, it always goes up.
Hey, y'all, and welcome back to God's Property Podcast, where our property value, what, honey? It always goes up, y'all. We in 2024. We made it. We made it to the other side. 2023, it was all right. Little ghetto, some celebrations, some, downfalls, some mountaintops, and we made it together. So happy New Year. I know that I said it already, but I'm gonna say it again because Happy New Year. I love the new year. New opportunities, new life lessons to learn. And yeah, I'm excited to move forward. We are in our second series. We just finished our last series, our first series called Demolish and Rebuild. Oh my God, such a good series. If you have not watched it, what are you doing? Go ahead and, catch up again. I have said it before. Go ahead and catch up. You need to take an hour at least. Don't binge watch nothing on Netflix tonight or when you see this video today or whatever time it is in the middle of the night trying to watch something else. No, watch the first series. Go watch it because it will definitely bless your life. I know that it definitely blessed me. A lot of people inboxed me. They DM'd me, not like that, but DM'd me and just let me know that it was such a blessing to them. I got calls, I got text messages. So please, your life is missing series 1, Demolish and Rebuild. I'm telling you, your heart, your soul, your mind will appreciate you doing that. So, like I said, series 2, I'm gonna be looking at my iPad. We know here, the GPP gang, y'all know, get your notebooks, get to typing on that comment section, right? You know how we do. So I have my iPad here. And I'm going to be looking down because I take notes and I want you guys to take notes as well. So we're doing series 2 and this series, it's another banger. It's about to go crazy. I just want y'all to know because series 2, its title is called The Blueprint, the ultimate life floor plan, y'all. Let me tell you something. When I tell you God be downloading stuff in my spirit, and we're going to get a little bit more into some more scripture, of course, life lessons. I will give you guys some recommendations about books that I'm reading. We going in, y'all. We going to have knowledge this year. We're not just going to talk. We're going to be about it. So series 2, it definitely is going to be some things you have heard, some things you have not heard, a different perspective and a conversation for you guys to talk back and forth with me. Okay. So episode 1 is happening right now. Yeah, that's why you're here. Episode 1 is happening right now, and this episode is called, y'all ready? This is called, I know you saw the title, so you probably know already. It's called No Plan Equals No Purpose. No plan. Like you think you're not gonna have no plan, and you think you're gonna find your purpose? It doesn't work like that. Sorry to break it to you. It does not work like that. You have to have a plan. Sometimes we feel like we don't gotta plan nothing out. We can even save it for later. We'll do it later, and my purpose will come. And that is point one, right? Let's get into it. We getting in. I hope you catching up. I hope you got your notebook. Let's go. Get your notebook out. Point one, procrastination means you will never have peace. Procrastination equals no peace. It's so funny because procrastination is such a little devil. It's a little nymph, okay? Because it makes you believe that what you're putting off, right, for what you're doing now, it that's okay. Like that's a good bargain, you know? But the thing about procrastination, which is so crazy, is that it's self-defeating and self-sabotage, right? Because right now, you put off doing your work or cleaning the house or balancing your books for finances so that you can have the short-term goal or the short-term desire fulfilled by watching something on TV or just being lazy around the house, or even sometimes good things, right? Spending time with your kids or catching up with your spouse or something like that. But sometimes, see, procrastination, when you put stuff off, that can be a huge detriment because you have short-time benefits, short-time benefits with long-term cost, defeating cost. Because right now, it feels okay to not do what you were supposed to do, put it off for later. But in the long term, it's going to catch up, and it's going to catch up real hard. There is a thing that I always think about. It's so funny because every time I think about like, I'm not going to clean my house and I'm going to procrastinate, I always think of like the worst case scenario. Like the worst case scenario. Like you go out and you go to a concert with your friends. Y'all have a good time. Y'all whatever have all the fun in the world, right? And everybody's like, because you know I'm the mom usually of the group, or like the person that likes to host. And they'll be like, oh, let's go back to Tanya's house. Let's go back to Tanya's house. And if I procrastinated not cleaning my house or not cleaning the bathroom, and I gotta be, can y'all just wait outside for a little bit? Can y'all just wait outside? Or when they come to the house, maybe the living room clean, but the bathroom dirty, right? And they come to the house, oh girl, I gotta use the bathroom. And you gotta lie and be like, oh no, girl, let me go to the bathroom first. And you in there with the Lysol and the bleach and the Pine Sol trying to get in there, right? Yeah, that's what procrastination will do. Because I didn't want to clean the bathroom before I went out and put it off to get my new outfit for the concert, which I was cute, get my new outfit for the concert, and I didn't prioritize and make a plan, then now I have these long-term effects. Now, say they go in there and the bathroom is dirty. Now they talking about you. Now they're like, you don't know how to keep a house. We're not going to talk about the character of the person. Hopefully your friends are not doing that. This is all for, illustration's sake. But now it's a bigger problem. Now there's a long-term effect because now you look like the person that don't know how to clean the bathroom. So procrastination is honestly self-sabotage and honestly self-defeating. And there are long-term effects for that short-term benefit. There's another illustration that I want to kind of, again, kill this point, but it's called the butterfly effect. So the butterfly effect, I don't know if I'm going to talk about driving a little bit. See, I live in Florida, right? Florida has a specific type of drivers, if you don't know. If you live here, you do know. So a lot of people in New York or LA or whatever, they have different types of drivers. We have a different breed of drivers, and it's not the best breed, okay? These drivers, they will slam on their brakes with no stoplight, no stop sign, and nothing, no animal, no pedestrian, no nothing in the road. They will just stop, right? And when they stop, of course, that causes the cars behind them to stop and the car behind that car to stop. And so there's this effect after where all the cars are stopping for no reason, just because this person decided at 4:22 in the afternoon, because they want to slam on the brakes. And now traffic is backed up on I-75 for 6 hours just because they stopped. That is called the butterfly effect. When there is a situation or a lapse in time or a interruption in the flow of things that cause a downstream effect. And that traffic is a real example of what happens when the butterfly effect happens in real time. When people decide to stop in traffic or stop and procrastinate or not move forward, or there's a halt because maybe they just felt like stopping or just didn't want to move forward at the time that they should have moved forward. And now that causes a backup. Imagine that in your life. Imagine what you're putting off. Imagine what you're procrastinating and how you are kind of backing up your purpose, backing up what you need to do, whether it be in your finances, with your relationship with God, with your children, with your spouse, in your career, your health. Imagine all the things you're backing up because you're deciding, I'm gonna just stop. I'm gonna just put it off. I'm gonna put it off until later. I don't want to do it right now. I just don't feel like doing it. You know, you just in your today, I don't feel like doing anything. Bruno Mars bag, like good song, but you can't have a lazy day every day. Take that one time, be in your Bruno Mars bag and be a little lazy, procrastinate. The dichotomy of, having a time where you can reset. That's okay to procrastinate, and reset, right? But if you're doing that every single day, that is a problem. Okay? So what is the first point of this first episode? First point is procrastination steals peace. Okay? Procrastination equals no peace. The second thing I do want to talk about is how a disorganized life equals a very, very, very chaotic life. I am reading this book. This book is called Atomic Habits. I call him Bishop James Clear. He's not really a bishop, but he be preaching in that book. And I'm not going to give it all the way because I do want y'all to read that book if you can. Atomic Habits is so good. It is such a good book. The theme behind him using that title, Atomic Habits, is that atoms, they are the most simplest form of life. They're the basic form of life. Everything you see with your eyes, everything, your body, all of it is made up of atoms, right? And his theory is that if you create habits, right, small little habits in your life, it will accumulate to big, big, big results. And the more that I read the book is the more that I was convinced that this was true, right? So in the book, he says that doing habitual things, small things, right, will accumulate to a great result. I want to, of course, illustrate again for you guys, just because I want to. And we're going to be talking about driving a lot today. So again, I've said this analogy before, but in a different light, in a different episode. If you want to figure out what that is, go ahead and search for it. If you haven't, you don't know the illustration. But this illustration is in a different light. So, when you're driving, you just drive, especially if you've been driving for years, you just drive. You don't really think about it. Just driving, pressing the brake, pressing the gas, shifting the gear stick, turning, putting on your signal, looking both ways. It's nothing to you, right? Because you created the habit of driving. In the book, Bishop Clear talked about how the conscious brain and the unconscious brain, how it's in use when it comes to habits. And so when you create a habit, you now store that habit in your unconscious brain, and it frees up your conscious brain to take in more information and more knowledge. So the more habits you accumulate in your life is the more you will not have to use as much energy, as much effort in doing the thing. So back to our example of driving the car, you're just pressing the brake, pressing the gas, just turning, putting on your signal, all of that different stuff. That's in your unconscious brain. Your unconscious brain is doing all of that. If you had to sit there every single time you're driving and think about, I have to push the gas and move the gear stick, then you wouldn't be able to think about how you about to stop at Taco Bell, or you have to do dishes when you go home, or you have to pick up your kids, or all of that. You wouldn't be able to think of other things in your conscious brain because driving would take up your whole conscious brain. So habits and creating an organized life, which habits create an organized life, will decrease the chaos in your life. Listen, Bishop is preaching, and I am just an oracle. He is preaching, because if you create a habit in your life and many habits in your life, you can decrease the amount of chaos. And that goes back to procrastination. If you don't procrastinate and you make up your bed and you make sure that you put gas at a certain time, make sure that it's in your car before you leave so you don't have to be running late and then you get in a car accident. There's so many things that can be avoided if you make sure that you create healthy habits and an organized life in order to diminish chaos. Y'all ain't talking to me. Y'all ain't talking to me. You want to have a purpose-driven life. And in order to have a purpose-driven life, you have to create habits, not procrastinate, and be able to decrease that chaos in your life. Okay? So that was point 2. All right. And then the last point that we have is you got to put it on paper. You have to put your plan on paper. What does it say in Habakkuk? It says, write the vision and make it very plain. Make it very, very plain. You have to write the vision. There is another scenario or illustration I want to talk about. Again, like I told you, we're talking about driving this whole episode. And when I was thinking about this, and I was like, God, listen, don't talk to me like that, because now you're making me think I'm deep. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, listen, When you're in the car and you're driving, you ever been driving and you're trying to find something, like you're trying to find a place of business or somewhere you're going, and you just can't see it, and you can't, you don't know what it is. And you got to turn down the music so that you can hear you could hear so you could see. God said to me, in order to see the vision and see the purpose, you got to turn down the noise. Woo! So you can hear my voice, and so you can see the vision. Write it and make it plain. You have to get rid of the noise in your life. All of the things that are not there, or is there rather, that should not be there and creating a whole bunch of noise in your life, you got to turn it down. Open the book. Open the word of God, who is God, because the word is him, right? The book is God. And read the word and hear his voice so that you can get the vision and make it plain and see the purpose for your life. It's possible to now, after you have built that foundation, to now have a floor plan that is sealed by God, sealed with that purpose so that you can be fulfilled. Don't procrastinate the purpose that God has for your life. Build healthy habits, healthy daily habits that allow you to push and press towards the mark. And make sure that you put it on paper. Make it plain. Listen to the voice of God. Turn down the noise. Get rid of the noise in your life so that you can open up the book and find the purpose that God has for your life. You have a purpose. Don't let nobody say you don't have a purpose. Even you. I'm talking to you who's talking to you. Whoever is watching this. You, stop telling you don't have a purpose, because you do. If you ain't have a purpose, then you wouldn't be the one out of the millions of your father's seed and that would have made it. I'll leave it right there. PG-13 or PG. You made it. You have a purpose. God has called you for a time such as this, in this time, in this lifetime, for this century, for this region, with this race, with this amount of knowledge. God has called you. You have to write the vision and you have to make it plain. Remember, if you have no plan, there is no purpose. Write your plan so that you can experience your purpose. Okay? Okay. All right. So this has been another God's Property podcast, y'all. Woo! That was the first episode. No plan, no purpose. You guys know what to do. Follow me on all my social media accounts. That is at Yaya Existing. That's me. Please follow me. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how, that time you ain't cleaned the bathroom. I know you felt that one. Yeah. That time you ain't cleaned the bathroom and you was a little embarrassed. No, make sure you put yourself on a schedule. Have a conversation with me. Let me know how you plan to plan. It starts already, y'all. It starts already. Okay? Just remember that it is not over until God says it's over. And if nobody has told you today, I love you. I truly love you with the love that the Lord bestows on me. I give it to you. All right? Stay tuned for the next episode. We are about to kill it. It's about to go crazy. You see me. I was stuttering this whole episode because I'm jittery. I had some coffee today and I'm excited. And I really want to just get all what I have in store for y'all out. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
This has been another God's Property podcast. Remember, God already paid it all for you when He died on the cross.